Dolphins fans, you're watching Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott. Thanks to all of you for joining us on today's show. I see Chad Jones in the chat. Who? Chad Jones. Jeremy Chuggs with me today. I appreciate producer Chuggs coming on, helping us out today. He's working behind the scenes. I want y'all to shout out your city down in the comment section. Where are you watching from right now? I know Scotty B is in Scottsdale. Chad Jones is in Monetta, Virginia. David Storm, he is in West Virginia. We got Jackson Lynch in Lafayette, Louisiana. Crazy Blade is in Miami. Scotty B, you know I know, bro. John Ruiz in Miami Gardens. Sherry May, watching from Florida Space Coast. Kaya Leff. That's my guy right there, man. Watching from State College, Pennsylvania. Woo! Deneathius. He's here as well. Watching from Moody, Alabama. Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones is in Monetta, Virginia. We got Ron in H-Town. Hold it down.
Let's go.
Preston is in Idaho. Orlando Gomez is in Rich Grove, California. David Storm's fired up, and Candy Cane is in the chat. You love to see it. Ralph Miller is in Cortland, New York. Ryan is in Tampa, Florida. I appreciate you, my man. Stetson is in Atlanta. We got Victor in Mexico City. Jord A.B. is in Connecticut. A lot of people watching. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We got Jay Shore in Vegas. John Ruiz in Miami Gardens. David Storm, I love you as well, my man. I really appreciate the kind words you left me the other day. All right, guys. Predict the Dolphins' record this season. I have high hopes for the Miami Dolphins. I think the Dolphins can go all the way. But predict the Dolphins' record down in the comment section. Carter Reimer saying 17-0. Kyle Leff, who's not a Dolphins fan, but he's saying 13-4. We love to see it. Stetson, 11-6. Crazy Blade, 12-5. I had 12-5 in my record prediction video that I filmed right after the schedule release. So that was very reactionary. But when you look at the Dolphins' schedule, yeah, it's difficult, but it's manageable. Home games come at a good time. The road games that you have, they're very winnable, in my opinion. Deneathius saying 11-6. John Ruiz, 15-3. So are you saying we're going to go 15-2 and then lose in the divisional round? No. In the words of Tyler Jones. Frank, 13-4. Oren, 11-6. Jackson Lynch saying 18-0. I think it would be 20-0, right? 20-0, I can see it. Jerry saying 10-7, Super Bowl champs, and when you say Miami. David Storm, 11-6. Is that Kai, 13-4. John Ruiz, 15-2. Sports fan. We're going to be singing that song here in a second. Now, Jeremy Chuggs, we're talking about, favorite memories before the show. My favorite memory here on this channel, there's been a lot. But I would say one that was up there is when we had everyone shouting out that people they knew that served in our military, or if they served. That was one of the coolest moments we've ever had, like 20 straight minutes of just shouting out vets. That was amazing. The Jason Sanders made field goal certainly is up there.
My favorite memory from this past season with you in it had to be the Dolphins-Ravens game.
That was epic. That epic comeback.
The Dolphins-Ravens game, the comeback. I mean, every Tua touchdown in that fourth quarter was just like fireworks.
It was unbelievable.
And,
Baltimore, Todd Watson saying Baltimore comeback.
It was an awesome ride. I mean, like, I've been with this channel for a long time. Some of you, the real OGs on the channel might remember Miami Mitch.
Yep.
Going back to the pre-Willy days. Then, I was on Willy, got hired on after me, kind of took over this Dolphins channel. I've been there behind the scenes, helping out, doing everything. And, it's sad to see Willy go. And, he's meant so much to this channel.
Now, I want to make something very, very clear. this channel's not going anywhere.
Oh,
The content is not going anywhere. Our Chat Sports team is going to have you covered in the next several weeks, and then I'm sure in a couple weeks they're going to find a replacement. That'll be announced.
I wanted to be live on this show because I wanted to make a promise to all of you. My next task here at Chat Sports is I will be training and developing our next Dolphins Today host. I'm going to make sure they know the real ones like Sherry May, Carter Reimer, Chad Jones, Demetrius. I'm going to make sure they know how we rock on Dolphins Today. I'm going to make sure the content's not going to change. We're going to keep on giving you the most up-to-date Dolphins news, rumors, updates all year long. I'm going to make sure of that, and I promise you, this Dolphins channel will not skip a beat. Because I know how much this channel means to y'all, and I know how much, how enthusiastic Dolphins fans are. Y'all are some of the best fans in the NFL, and I can't let this channel go down in flames. Of course not you, John Ruiz. Of course not you.
Yeah, so guys, do not subscribe, support whoever the new host is. Again, the Chat Sports team going to have you covered before that new host gets here in a couple weeks. But it's wild, Jeremy, is that anybody can apply to be the next host. Some people have reached out to me, so I'm going to drop the application link right there in the chat. If you have any interest in being the next host of Dolphins Today, that is the application link right there.
Hey, I'm going to be training you. I'm going to be making sure whoever takes over this Dolphins channel is the right man or woman for the job. I'm going to make sure of it. I promise you that. I promise you that.
David Storm saying he'll do it. Anybody can apply. We've already gotten hundreds of applicants. Chat Sports team has some quality candidates. I can promise you that they'll keep you posted on that search. Now, we've sung a lot of songs here on Dolphins Today, producer Jeremy Chuggs. Which one is your favorite song?
Ooh.
We came up.
The Dolphins
QB had a lot of big haters. And if you ever watched him, you would even say he glows like a light bulb. All of the Tua haters used to laugh and call him names
like a bust.
They never let poor Tua be in the MVP race. Then one Dolphins offseason, McDaniel came to say,
Yo.
Tua, with your accuracy, won't you guide my team to victory? Then all the haters shut up and had nothing to say.
Nothing.
Tua, the Dolphins QB. You'll go down in history. Go Tua. Shout out to, if we could put that L3 on screen about the raffle, producer Jeremy Chuggs. You may see it on your stream right now, but instead of Super Chats today, I wanted to give back to the Dolphins community. So we're going to raise money today for the Tua Tagovailoa Foundation. And if you were thinking about Super Chat today, we appreciate that. But we're really excited about this Tua Foundation fundraiser that we're doing. And whoever donates to the Tua Foundation today, we are going to enter you into a raffle for our Dolphins Hall of Fame board. So that is something fun we're doing today, is the Tua Foundation fundraiser. First time I've ever done anything like it. I'm excited about it. I just, again, I just wanted to get back to the Dolphins community here for my final show. And Chuggs, the Tua Foundation, doing a lot of cool things in the Miami area, also in Tua's former state of Alabama, where he played in college. They're supporting children initiatives. It's really cool. Jose Mora's here. Jose Mora's here. We appreciate Jose Mora tuning in, man. You're a legend. But that's something we'll be doing today, is the Tua fundraiser. We appreciate everyone tuning in, hopefully contributing to that. Hey, Jeremy. And when you say Miami,
You're talking Super Bowl
because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Let's go, Fins. Let's go, Fins. Let's go, Fins. Let's go, Fins. David Storm saying, give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! Scotty B. Let's go, Miami. Think Blue Dodgers. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be talking about Karan. I love you, man. We always appreciate you tuning in, man. Still support the channel, my bro. We're going to be talking about 5 things that need to happen for the Dolphins to win the AFC East.
Spicy.
Then we'll get into a mailbag.
Use #Dolphins.
#Dolphins. And then we will break down some of my bold predictions for the Dolphins season. Had to get in the bold predictions before I left y'all, man. Tony T, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you tuning in. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Chad Jones. Wait, who?
Chad Jones.
Who?
Chad Jones.
Chad Jones has donated $50 to the Tua Foundation. Who?
Chad Jones.
Who? Chad Jones. Super Chats as smooth as Tennessee whiskey, as sweet as strawberry wine. He's a legend here on Dolphins Today. He's super chatting and he's Venmoing all the time. Who? Chad Jones. We appreciate Chad Jones, man. $50. Kurt LaPlante also donating to the Tua Foundation. $20 donation to the Tua Foundation. Kurt LaPlante. Kurt LaPlante. We appreciate you. Paul, 5486. $10 donation to the Tua Foundation. You love to see it. We appreciate. Oh, Scotty B, $5 donation to the Tua Foundation. Do we want to utilize that? Do we have that player L3, Jeremy?
Yes, we do.
Let's utilize that. Why not? I think it might be difficult to.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's all right. Scotty B, Paul, Kurt LaPlante, Chad Jones, raising money for the Tua Foundation. We appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. That's awesome. Chad Jones, $50. Thanks for donating to the Tua Foundation. Kurt LaPlante, $20. Paul, 5486, $10. Scotty B, $5. MDC, my man, we'll see. Mike Barrett, thanks for tuning in, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Is that Kai? Oh, you best believe I'm be singing that, John. Sherry May with the $20 donation to the Tua Foundation. Shout out Kurt LaPlante. You see him right now on your screen. $20. Paul, 5486, $10. That's outstanding. Outstanding. Paul, 5486, we appreciate you. Scotty B, $5 donation to the Tua Foundation. And then Sherry May, $20. You know, Sherry May, producer Chugs, started Shake That Fin. Did you know that? It was her idea. She started it. She gets all the credit for Shake That Fin. We appreciate everyone donating to the Tua Foundation. That's something we'll be doing throughout today's show. Are we ready to get started with today's show? Outstanding. All right, we are going to get into our first segment. That is Derek Washington. I appreciate you, man. That is breaking down 5 things that need to happen for the Dolphins to win the AFC East. Dolphins fans, you're watching Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott. On today's show, we're breaking down 5 things that need to happen if the Dolphins want to win the AFC East for the first time since 2008. We've been very patient. I think this is the year the Dolphins can win that division title. What's the biggest key to victory for the Dolphins this season? Let me know down in the comments section. What do you think the biggest key is for the Dolphins this season? I think a lot of you are going to say what's number one on my list. That is Tua staying healthy. That is absolutely crucial. Tua was banged up last year. He had 2 concussions. He did not play in the playoffs, and that's why the Dolphins did not make a playoff run in large part because Tua Tagovailoa was not out there with this football team. You got to keep him healthy. Taking a look at this Dolphins offensive line, I still think it's very possible that Austin Jackson could start right tackle. If that's the case, maybe they slide Isaiah Wynn to left guard. But it's up to the guys that you see on screen to keep Tua Tagovailoa healthy. I think this offensive line is maybe a little bit better than last year. I still think they can improve. Dalton Reisner would be a fantastic addition if you can make that happen. But right now, I still think this offensive line can get a little bit better. But if this is the offensive line, they got to do everything it takes to protect Tua Tagovailoa. Because if Tua doesn't stay healthy, this football team is not going anywhere. If Tua stays healthy, and when you say Miami, that's my thought on that. But if Tua does not stay healthy, if he does not play a full season, not only does this team not win the division, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. This is a very tough AFC. Tua has got to stay healthy. It's a tough Dolphins schedule as well. You got to have Tua out there for all 17 games. Number 2 is win on the road. This is something that at times Miami struggled to do last year. They were 8-3. They go on that road trip last year. That didn't go very well. They end up losing 5 games in a row, fall to 8-8. They got to win on the road. And it is, like I said, a tough schedule for the Dolphins, especially on the road. Taking a look at some of the key road matchups for Miami this season. Their first 2 games are both on the road and are both against teams that could very well make the playoffs in the Chargers and the Patriots. I don't think the Pats will make it, but they were close last year. Of course, the Dolphins had to rely on Buffalo to beat the Pats in Week 18 for Miami to make it last year. So both of those games are on the road. Then you go to Buffalo in Week 4. So 3 of your first 4 games all on the road. Week 7, you go to Philadelphia, the defending NFC champs. Week 12, that is the Black Friday game against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets at MetLife Stadium. And then Week 17 is in Baltimore against the Ravens. If the Dolphins can go, let's say, 4-2 in those 6 games, I think this team can and will win the division. What's the Dolphins' biggest game on the schedule this year? Let me know down in the comments section. Gosh, I think it could be the Black Friday game against the Jets. I just could see both teams having a similar record at that point in the season. That game is on the road, nationally televised game, prime time, first Black Friday game in NFL history. I could totally see that being the biggest game of the season. That Week 1 game against the Chargers, though, is pretty big as well. That's the Tua revenge game after, that's a good point, Jeremy Chuggs. Jeremy Chuggs and I are telling me about the Chiefs as well. Now, the Chiefs was going to be a road game, but that's going to be in Frankfurt, Germany. So that's a huge game. The Eagles game's a huge game. A lot of big games for the Dolphins this year. Like I said, they got to win some of those big road matchups. Number 3, establishing a run game, because last year the Dolphins failed to do that. They ranked 26th in the NFL in rushing offense. It was disappointing because Mike McDaniel was known for being this, offensive genius. He is an offensive genius, but San Francisco the year prior, when Mike McDaniel was in San Francisco, they had the number 1 rushing offense in the league. McDaniel comes over to Miami. He just cannot replicate that success with similar running backs and Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson. This running back room right now, though, with Devon Achane looks pretty solid. Your top 3 backs in no particular order are Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Devon Achane. I think Salvon Ahmed and Myles Gaskin, those 2 battle it out for the last running back spot on this team. But this room could change significantly if the Dolphins sign Dalvin Cook, which I'm still hoping happens before I skedaddle. That'd be fun to talk about here. I do believe Dalvin Cook's going to be a Dolphin, and look, I've said it before. I'll say it again. The Dolphins don't necessarily need Dalvin Cook, but he makes you a better football team. He improves your chances to win a Super Bowl. so I'm all for it. And you have about, $12, $13 million in cap space. You could probably afford them. Number 4 is consistency. The Dolphins were like a roller coaster last year, man. I mean, it was just up and down, up and down. They start 3-0, then they lose 3 straight, then they win 5 straight, then they lose 5 straight, then they win in Week 18, lose in the playoffs. So 9 wins, 9 losses total for the Dolphins. It was a roller coaster season. Miami has got to establish momentum early on and cannot let up. Now, that's going to be tough to do because your first 2 games of the season are both on the road. You go to New England, you go to Los Angeles, so it is going to be difficult for the Dolphins to establish that momentum early, but they cannot let up once they get that momentum going. I think consistency really important here. They cannot afford to have the hiccups like they had last season where they lose 5 straight games. It cannot happen. If the Dolphins want to win this division, they probably got to go 13-4 or 12-5 in order to make that happen. Never miss a thing here on the channel. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. Just because I'm leaving, the content's not stopping. The Chat Sports team is going to have you covered here with more content, and then they're going to continue to have you covered until a new hire is made in the coming weeks. My replacement will be named here in the coming weeks, so be sure to stay tuned. There's hundreds of applicants, plenty of really quality candidates that I'm sure they're looking at, so be sure to still support the channel. Do not unsubscribe. Willie Fins would not want you to unsubscribe. I still want you guys support Chat Sports, support this channel, so make sure you subscribe, turn your noti so you know when videos go out. Number 5 here on my keys to winning the AFC East is to let Vic Fangio cook. Vic Fangio is one of the best defensive minds of this era. He comes in as the defensive play caller here, and he has all this talent on defense. The Dolphins' defense is lethal. You got Jevon Holland. You got Brandon Jones. You got Christian Wilkins. You got Zach Sealer. You got Bradley Chubb. You got Jaelan Phillips. You got Jalen Ramsey. You have all this talent. You have Xavien Howard. I can go on and on about the talent on this Dolphins defense. I am so excited to see what Vic Fangio is going to do as the defensive coordinator on this Dolphins team. I think it is going to make a huge impact, a huge difference really for Miami. I'm excited to see what Bradley Chubb is going to do with him. Keep in mind, he had a lot of success with Vic Fangio in Denver. Now, Chubb wasn't as good after the trade, but Josh Boyer, I think he might be partially to blame for that, the former Dolphins defensive coordinator. I think Bradley Chubb with Vic Fangio will look a lot better. I think Jaelan Phillips could have an absolutely monster season, maybe a dark horse for Defensive Player of the Year. And then David Long, how about that? One of the better free agency signings the Dolphins had. And then Jerome Baker, solid as well. The Dolphins have 2 number 1 corners. Like Mike Greenberg said the other day when he was saying the Dolphins are the best team in the AFC, they have 2 number 1 corners in Jalen Ramsey, Xavien Howard. Cater Co's a stud. You drafted Cam Smith. You got Keon Cross and Nick Needham. This Dolphins cornerback room looks great, and so does the safety room with Brandon Jones and Jevon Holland as your top 2 safeties. Deshaun Elliott, also a really good free agency signing. You brought him over after he spent last season with the Detroit Lions. Will the Dolphins win the AFC East? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. Go down, let me know. Will the Dolphins win the AFC East? I'm typing my Y for yes. I think they get it done. What do you think, producer Jeremy Chuggs? Will the Dolphins win the AFC East?
I think this season, the AFC East might be one of the hardest divisions in the NFL. I think it's AFC East. I think it's the AFC North. And I think it's the AFC West are going to be the 3 hardest divisions.
It's going to be tough, man. I mean,
football.
I don't think the Patriots are all that, but they got Bill Belichick. You got to think they have a shot to at least make somewhat of a run. Candy Cane donated, outstanding.
I will say, I think the Dolphins have as good of a chance as the Bills and the Jets do this season.
Oh, absolutely. I think the Dolphins, when you look at the roster, the Dolphins have the best roster in the league. There's no question about that. The question is Tua going to stay healthy? And I hope yes, and I think he's taking the right steps. He's taking the jiu-jitsu classes. I think that he's going to be able to go out there and play all 17 games, hopefully. Shout out to Candy Cane, $10 donation to the Tua Foundation. Thanks so much. And then we have an anonymous donor. Thank you very much. $20 to the Tua Foundation. We're raising money today for the Tua Tagovailoa Foundation. I'm like, you know what? For my last live show, I want to show the Tua Foundation some love. They're doing some amazing work in South Florida and around the globe. Wanted to shout them out. So if you thought about Super Chat today, we appreciate that, but we're doing donations instead for the Tua Foundation. I see my guy Sammy in the chat. Shout out to you, my man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you to the anonymous donor. And then this is an OG that just donated to the Tua Tagovailoa Foundation. AJ Calton, my man, AJ Calton. AJ, dude, are you in Hawaii right now, AJ? So AJ is currently serving our military in Hawaii. He has been one of our most amazing supporters. We appreciate AJ Calton so much, man. Thanks so much, AJ, for donating to the Tua Foundation. I'm going to miss you too, buddy. AJ Calton currently serving in Hawaii right now. Gonna miss you, man. Gonna miss you. Hey, AJ, tell me what song you want me to do right now for the what was the song I did for you last time? The infantry song, the military song I did for you. Let me know. I'll do it again. Woo! Sherry May, we appreciate you.
Hey, just like you said, Sherry May, I got you. I got you. I'm going to sit. It is my job. I'm not going to let this channel falter one bit. We're going to keep this channel rolling, going for the real ones like AJ Calton, like Karen, like Scotty B, like Candy Cane, like, Sherry May, Paul, Kurt LaPlante, Chad Jones.
Who?
Chad Jones. The real ones. I won't let that happen to y'all. Will is going to chase his dream. He wants to be a sports agent, and we all support him. We all love him for that. But this Dolphins Today channel is not going to skip a beat. I promise you that. It won't be the same without Will. It'll be new, but I promise you it'll be just as good. We're going to keep it rolling and going.
So, shout out to AJ Calton. I'm going to do the Tropic Lightning 25th infantry song for him right now. Ready for this? We strike like tropic lightning. We're training, ready to fight. The 25th has written tales of glory. We can always add another story through the whole Pacific. Our answer will always be swift. We're tough. We're ready for whatever mission. We are the 25th. Shout out to AJ Calton, man. We appreciate you so much. Shout out to AJ Calton. We got a mailbag coming up. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat. Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah. I got to change that.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Hashtag Dolphins to get your questions in for the mailbag. So, yeah, that's right. So, Candy Cane watching from West Virginia, along with David Storm. So, you know what that means. Almost heaven, West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. We appreciate you, Candy Cane and David Storm. Always watching, always watching. Hashtag Dolphins to get your questions in. Hashtag Dolphins to get your questions in on the show.
Get on the show. Use hashtag Dolphins.
Oh, we got to see Mo. We got to see Mo, man. We got to see Mo. Mo's got to pull up. Mo's got to pull up. Appreciate everyone donating to the Tua Foundation. We're pretty close to our goal. We have $50 left to hit our goal of $200 today for the Tua Foundation. Got a mailbag coming up. Hashtag Dolphins to get on today's mailbag. GJ Edits, I appreciate you, my man. I appreciate you. Hashtag Dolphins hashtag Dolphins. Appreciate everyone watching. Been a lot to hear from a lot of you in the last couple days. Ready to rock and roll here, Jeremy Jones?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Dolphins fans, you're watching the Dolphins Today mailbag. I am Will Scott, answering your questions during our Thursday live show. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. It's been a lot to hear from a lot of you in the last couple of days. Scotty B saying, they say Tyreek Hill is going to get suspended. So the update on that situation is the NFL has requested video from Miami police. So the NFL is now getting involved with this investigation, which could lead to a suspension. Now, I still think it's too early into this to say if he's going to get suspended or not. But the fact that the NFL has got involved here certainly makes it seem like a suspension is possible. I still think a suspension at this point is unlikely, but when I heard that news about the NFL today, I'm like, man, this is something that could certainly happen. I think the NFL might take into consideration some things that have happened in the past with Tyreek when they're evaluating the situation, but it'll be interesting to see what happens now that the NFL gets involved. John Ruiz, the most aggressive GM here on Dolphins Today. I'm going to miss you, man. Signed Dalvin Cook, Dalton Reisner, DJ Fluker. Any news of what will happen in training camp, and will you come back in the future to Dolphins Today? I do think Dalvin Cook's going to be a Dolphin. I do not think Reisner's going to be a Dolphin, but I would love Dalton Reisner. I think Reisner fills a bigger need than Dalvin Cook, quite frankly. I'd love Fluker. He's still out there looking for an opportunity. He certainly deserves it. Training camp is going to be on the 25th of July. That's when it starts. Rookies report on the 18th, I believe. And in terms of coming back, man, like I said, I'm going to go get my master's degree, kind of chase that sports agency feel, but never going to rule out a guest appearance, Jeremy Chuggs, in the future. Maybe I'll call into a watch party or something. NFL Productions, Willy Fins, let's get DeAndre Hopkins and Dalvin Cook and Damian Lillard to Miami. And I'm not even a Heat fan, but I love the ones who have been hitting me up about Dalvin Cook and Damian Lillard to Miami. Now, out of those two, and I do cover the NBA too here at Chat Sports, but out of those two, I think Dalvin Cook is more likely than Damian Lillard. It looks like the Blazers might keep Dame. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. They just drafted Scoot. They're not good. Dame wants to play for a contender. They should just move on. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. In terms of DeAndre Hopkins, just doesn't make sense financially or with the fit. The Dolphins already have a great wide receiver room. But out of those three names, I do believe Dalvin Cook will come to Miami. Brad Silas, what's up? Who are you higher on than most people? That's a really good question. I'm going to say True Williams, man. You know, True Williams, don't forget about this guy. I know he missed all last season. I know he just played in one game the year prior after being picked up from the Saints. But True Williams is a really good player, a guy that I've watched for a long time, dating back to his freshman year at Syracuse. So the guy can play. I'm really high on him. I love Kader Kohu. And then someone else I like is Tanner Connor. I think Tanner Connor has a chance to make a big impact on this football team this year. Who is a Dolphins player that will surprise people this season? Let me know down in the comments section. Who is a Dolphins player that will surprise people this year? Who? Chad Jones. We appreciate you, Chad. I heard Miami offered Dalvin Cook $4 million plus up to the $7 million in initiatives, and Jets offered incentives, and Jets offered $4 to $5 million. They said Miami would have to make the incentives easier to obtain. Chad Jones with the scoops here, man. Chad Jones. You should apply to be my replacement. You're getting all these scoops. Interesting. Well, Dolphins Twitter was kind of freaking out on Monday, Chad, and I'm like, is something going on? Normally when there's smoke, there's fire, and Dolphins Twitter was freaking out, so maybe it's because of this. Now that we have an offer on the table, and again, Dolphins Twitter was kind of freaking out on Monday. We then learned on Tuesday from Barry Jackson there was an offer for $4 million plus up to $7 million. Maybe. Apparently he wants $10 million, but teams have not been willing to give him more than $6 million. That's a very interesting scoop you got there, Chad. We'll see. I do not think Dalvin Cook, though, is going to settle for $4 to $5 million. I think he's probably going to get something in the 3-year, $24 million total range. The Sports Bras, what's up? What UDFAs do you have making the 53-man roster, if any? So I do have 2 UDFAs making the 53-man roster. I have Aubrey Miller making it, the linebacker from Jackson State. It's either going to be him or Mitch Laguti. I do believe a UDFA linebacker is going to make this team. And then I have Michael Turk making this team. I still believe my guy Turk is going to beat out Jake Bailey. Rooting for Turk, I do believe Michael Turk is going to make this team as UDFA. That's a really good question. I see several people in the chat saying Aubrey Miller as well. Ethan Galaxy 876. What do we do at tight end? Honestly, right now, nothing. I do not think the Dolphins are going to make a move there. We talked about the possibility of maybe adding a tight end the other day, maybe Cameron Brate. But I don't expect the Dolphins to add a tight end right now. You have 6 tight ends in this room. I don't think that the Dolphins are going to add a tight end. I think 4 tight ends make the 53-man roster, maybe even less than that. They had 5 last year. I don't see that being the case this year. But I think your top 3 guys right now are, Durham Smythe, Tanner Connor, and Eric Saubert. No particular order there. Subscribe if you want to continue to get Dolphins news and rumors. Videos, again, just because I am leaving as host does not mean this channel is going anywhere. The Chat Sports team can have you covered with more content here in the coming weeks before my replacement comes on board. Karan, what's up, Karan? I'm going to miss you, dude. What are your expectations for David Long? I expect him to be a dark horse MVP candidate for our defense. Man, Karan, high on David Long. I think David Long's going to be really good. There were some red flags apparently about his camp performance. I'm not going to read too much into that. It's mini camp, not even training camp. I think he's going to ball out during the regular season. He was a really underrated free agency signing, and not just the signing itself, but the contract was fantastic. He's a good player. I think he could be huge, an inside linebacker on this team. I don't know about MVP candidate for the defense just because of all the weapons you have. I mean, Bradley Chubb, Jevon Holland, Jalen Ramsey, Christian Wilkins, Xavien Howard. I don't know about MVP for the defense, but maybe the unsung hero, I think, would be a better way to describe him. Hudson, what's up, man? Cardinals get Ced Wilson and a 4th-round pick. The Dolphins get Isaiah Simmons. My goodness, if they made this trade, I might have to come back and have a party here on Dolphins Day because this would be an absolute steal if the Dolphins could get this done. Ced Wilson a 4th for Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons makes a lot of sense to me, a lot of sense as a trade target. Dancing Queen. Hey, Will. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. I do believe the Dolphins can make a run at the Super Bowl this year. Can the Dolphins win the Super Bowl in 2023? Type Y for yes or type in for no down in the comment section. Let me know. I do believe that Miami can absolutely make a run at a Super Bowl appearance. And if they get there, I think the AFC is a lot better than the NFC, in my opinion, at least. So I do believe if they get to the Super Bowl, can get past Kansas City, get past Cincinnati, get past the Jets and the Bills, they'll be right there. RN, what's up? What is our cap scale, and how do we get players re-signed next season. So a couple of key free agents for next year, and I think this will change because I expect a Christian Wilkins extension, but he's going to be a free agent. Raekwon Davis going to be a free agent. Said Wilson, he's not going to come back. Who else? Re-signed. Christian Wilkins will get an extension. I think Zach Steeler's a guy that probably won't get an extension, but might be re-signed next year. Right now, the Dolphins have a little over $12 million in cap space, so they have some room to sign a guy like Dalvin Cook, to sign a guy like Dalton Reisner. I'd love to see it happen. Carter Reimer, who are realistic Dolphins trade targets? That's a good question. I think Isaiah Simmons is a name that makes a lot of sense to me. Matt Hennessy is a name that might make some sense from the Falcons if Connor Williams does not report to training camp. He held out of minicamp looking for a new contract. Those are two names I look at that could make some sense. But we're into June. I don't know if a trade is really realistic at this point. I look at a guy like Tyler Higbee with the Rams. I don't think he's a guy that's going to get moved before the season, but if the Rams really struggle, which I think they will, maybe he gets moved to the deadline. Tegan, thanks for the question. How many interceptions do you think our defense will have? Total, that's tough to say. I'll say this. I think Ramsey has 4. I think X has 3. I think Kohu has 2. I think Cam Smith has 1 in his rookie season. Look, this secondary is just outstanding. So I think a lot of different guys are going to get involved, and it's nice that you have a lot of depth at that position because you had a lot of injuries there last year. But I think Jalen Ramsey will lead the Dolphins in interceptions this year. Hill, X10, we appreciate you. Will Tua be a top 3 QB next year if healthy? Top 3 QB. Top 3? I'm going to say top 5. I think top 5 quarterback when healthy. There's a lot of names you can say. Mahomes, Burrow. I think Tua will have a better year than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, people in New York will call me crazy, but I think that'll happen. But I would say top 5. Maybe top 3, though. Maybe. Gatorade Lover, what's up? Best game of last season. Man, it's got to be that Baltimore game. One of the biggest comebacks in Dolphins franchise history. Got to be that Baltimore game. That's one of the best memories I have here on Dolphins Today. Derek Washington, who do you think will make that leap from our UDFA and free agents? I'm guessing he means UDFA, Jeremy. UDFA, I think Aubrey Miller's going to make the team. In terms of the free agents you brought, I think David Long's going to be really, really good. I think David Long's going to be a great pickup. Also, Braxton Berrios, because Berrios is going to get involved on special teams as well as a returner. Eli Ruiz, how could Devon Achane win Offensive Rookie of the Year? I think he's going to be in that conversation if the Dolphins don't sign Dalvin Cook. And like I said the other day, the major argument against signing Dalvin Cook is Devon Achane. You have Devon Achane. You should unleash Devon Achane as RB1. So if Devon Achane is RB1 the whole year and leads all rookie running backs in rushing yards, beats out Bijan Robinson, because right now it's not Bryce Young or Stroud that's the betting favorite for Rookie of the Year. It's Bijan Robinson. So if Devon Achane has a better year than Bijan, he can win Rookie of the Year and probably will. John Russell, does Christian Wilkins suit a 3-4 defense, and might this be that they haven't been in a rush to re-sign him? I don't think Christian Wilkins is going to have any problems adapting to Vic Fangio's defense. I think that's going to be just fine here for Wilk. AJ Kelton, Will, do you think the Madden curse will affect Josh Allen? Is the Madden curse still a thing? I mean, Mahomes is on the cover. He's done pretty well. I don't think so. Josh Allen is pretty good. But I don't think the Bills are going to beat the Dolphins this year. Be sure to subscribe for more Dolphins news and rumors. Again, Chat Sports can have you covered here until my replacement's hired in the coming weeks. David Storm, we appreciate you tuning in, my man. What do you think, Chugs? Can the Dolphins win the Super Bowl next season? Also, can you put up Mike Vera on our donation, L3?
Yes.
Mike, we're going to shout you out here in a second.
I think they have as good as a chance of anybody as long as you're making the playoffs in the AFC. Once you make it in, it's really about getting past the Chiefs. And if you can do that, I think the winner of the Super Bowl is coming from the AFC this year.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Miami, I think right now are the top 3 teams in that division or in that conference.
Yeah, and then, I mean, on the other side, it's really just the Eagles and the 49ers.
Right.
I can't think of another. I mean, maybe the Cowboys, but we know about the Cowboys.
Mike Vera, shout out to you, $50 donation. That puts us over the 200 mark. Thanks for donating to the Tua Foundation. He's donated AJ Calton, Candy Cane, Sherry May, Scotty B, Paul, Kurt LaPlante. Who? Chad Jones. All have donated to Tua Foundation. We appreciate you. Dave and I appreciate, man. That was a big goal when I started here. Steve James saying, Will's face when we drafted Cam Smith at 51 will live with me forever. And look, I think Cam Smith is a great player, but Darnell Washington was on the board and we passed on him twice. So I'm still kind of haunted about that and probably will be haunted for a long time.
I mean,
Cam Smith's going to be good, though.
He's the tight end 3 in Pittsburgh right now.
Tight end 3? Behind who?
Pat Freiermuth, Connor Hayward.
He's behind Connor Hayward? What a joke. Epicness, we appreciate you, man, tuning in. Can the Dolphins win the Super Bowl? Rhett saying yes. David Storm, Cameron Reed, Oren, Sports Bras, Preston, Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones. Carter Reimer, Sports Fan 122, NFL Productions, John Tillman. Sherry May, you got that right. Sherry May saying fear the fork. Ryan, Kurt LaPlante, Derek Washington. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Next segment coming up is, I appreciate you, Sports Bros. Next show coming up is going to be 5 bold predictions for the Dolphins season. 5 bold predictions here for the Dolphins in 2023. Let me get that Missouri read up for a second here, Chunks.
Yes, sir. Oh, Karan, guess who's going to that Week 4 game in Buffalo, baby? Woo! I'll send you some pics and vids, Willie. 3 rows behind the Fins.
Please do, man. I'll still be tweeting about the Fins. At WillScott44 on Twitter. You can follow me there. All righty. Ready to get started with this last segment, Jeremy?
I'm ready. You ready?
All right, let's do it. Dolphins Today is sponsored by Kanzuri. If you go to kanzuri.com/chat, you can get a great deal on their height-boosting shoes. We'll tell you more about them later on in today's show. Dolphins fans, I am Will Scott. You're watching Dolphins Today by Chat Sports. And before I leave, I just want to give y'all 5 bold predictions for the Miami Dolphins 2023 season. And I do have some bold predictions coming up. But first, I want to hear from y'all down in the comments section. What is a bold prediction you have for the Dolphins season in 2023? Let me know down in the comments section. What is a bold prediction you have for the Fins? Curious to hear what y'all think. My first bold prediction here is that the Dolphins are going to have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. You heard that right. You look at Mike McDaniel, look at Vic Fangio, those units are both going to be top 5 in the NFL. And that's how you win a Super Bowl, by having a really good offense and a really good defense. Both units got to be outstanding. Taking a look at the Dolphins' key offensive players, Tua Tagovailoa, that's our QB1 right there. I think your top 2 running backs right now, and this could change if you get Dalvin Cook, are Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane. And then your top 2 receivers are 2 of the top receivers in the NFL, in Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. And this defense is also swarming with talent. You got Jalen Ramsey. You got him at the trade. Or I should not trade deadline. Get Bradley Chubb to trade deadline. Got Jalen Ramsey in a trade a few months ago. Xavien Howard, Christian Wilkins, Jevon Holland, and Jaelan Phillips. I mean, those are 6 Pro Bowl caliber players. Not just Pro Bowl, but like first-team All-Pro type of guys on that defense. And then you have Vic Fangio as the play caller. This defense is going to be amazing. And I do think it's very possible, and like I said, I'm predicting it, that the Dolphins are going to have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. And if those two things happen, I think the Dolphins will win this division and make a run at the Super Bowl. Want to shout out today's show sponsor, Kinzuri. Fellas, are you tired of feeling insecure about your height? Maybe you matched on Tinder, but her profile says must be over 6 feet. Maybe your date wants to wear heels, but she can't because it will make her taller than you. Well, I got the Short Kings covered with today's sponsor, Kinzuri. Kinzuri makes shoes that make you up to 2.8 inches taller without anyone knowing. Look, girls get heels, makeup, and push-up bras. Why can't men get a boost in confidence too? We're all the same height line down anyway, if you know what I mean. Kinzuri shoes are not only height boosting, but also stylish and comfortable. They're not grandpa's Velcro shoes, but fashionable shoes that can receive compliments even without the height increase. The height insoles are integrated into the shoes, making it the ultimate height hack. For a limited time, only our listeners get an extra 15% off your order at kinzuri.com/chat. The site is already 30% off, and with our link, you could get an extra 15%. That's 45% off your entire order. Support our show. Check them out at conzuri.com/chat. Life's short. You don't have to be, though. It's time to level up the playing field, boys. Maybe update that dating profile to 6 feet. Kinzuri is an absolute game changer when it comes to your dating life. Shout out Kinzuri. I think that Tua Tagovailoa is going to have an amazing season and finish top 3 in the MVP voting. I think this guy can win MVP, but my bold prediction is that he finishes top 3 in MVP voting, maybe right there with Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. But if Tua stays healthy and the Dolphins win football games, he's going to be in that conversation. And keep in mind that last year, before Tua Tagovailoa got hurt, before the Dolphins went on that losing streak, Tua was second in MVP odds, right behind Patrick Mahomes. He was right there late in the season. Taking a look at the numbers here last year for Tua Tagovailoa, keep in mind he only played in 13 games. These numbers would have been even better had he stayed fully healthy. 65% completion percentage, over 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for Tua. I think he's going to build off that. We saw the potential in that first year in Mike McDaniel's system. This is his second year under Mike McDaniel. So what do you typically see when guys have a full offseason in a particular system? They skyrocket. I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to have an amazing season this year. He's just got to stay healthy. Even though I'm leaving the Chat Sports team, still going to have you covered with Dolphins news and rumors. They're going to have you covered in the next couple of weeks before we locate that replacement. Chat Sports going to keep you posted on that news to come. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Do not unsubscribe. I promise you're still going to get great content here on Dolphins Today, youtube.com/Dolphins News. I think the Dolphins are going to win the AFC East. And that would mean that Miami has won the most difficult division in football. The New York Jets are going to be good. They got Aaron Rodgers. The Bills have been the kings of the East for the last several years. The Patriots are still a threat with Bill Belichick, and they still might add some talent this offseason. But I think the Dolphins are going to be standing on top of the AFC East at year's end. I do believe that, and of course, if they win the East, they could go all the way. But I do believe the Dolphins are going to win the East for the first time since 2008. We saw earlier that the Dolphins, we saw a few months ago, the Dolphins made their first playoff appearance since 2016. I think we see the first division title since 2008. Shout out Chad Pennington. Chad Jones and Chad Pennington, man. Something about those chats. But that's the last time the Dolphins won the East. I think the Dolphins can get it done this year with Tua Tagovailoa. And Mike McDaniel, of course, I do believe that if the Dolphins win the East, that Mike McDaniel is going to win Coach of the Year. He's getting a lot of buzz lately about that. I do believe that our guy Mike McDrippy can win Coach of the Year, will win Coach of the Year. That's one of my bold predictions here for the Dolphins. I love Mike McDaniel, man. Mike McDaniel's my guy, bro. I am so grateful that we have this guy as our head coach. I mean, what an unbelievable hire made by Stephen Ross last year. Mike McDaniel had a great season in Miami his first year. I think he's going to build off that, lead the Dolphins to the division title, win Coach of the Year this next season. And then for my fifth and final bold prediction, the Dolphins are going to the AFC Championship game. The Dolphins are going to be there. Now, can they win it? Absolutely. But my bold prediction is that the Dolphins are going to win their first playoff game in 23 years and make the AFC Championship game for the first time in a long, long time. It's been a long time. Last playoff win, 2000. We've been so patient, Dolphins fans. Last playoff win was 2000. Last AFC Championship game appearance was 1992. Last Super Bowl appearance was 1984. And last Super Bowl win, and when you say Miami, was 1973. Been a long time, but I think the Dolphins are not going to have us waiting much longer for some of those things to happen. I think the Dolphins can go all the way, and I do believe they will make their first, win their first playoff game since 2000, make their first AFC Championship game since 1992. Get it done this year. Now, how far can the Dolphins go in 2023? Let me know down in the comment section. How far can the Dolphins go this season? Curious to hear what y'all think down in the comment section. And when you say Miami. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Dolphins News. Again, Chat Sports can have you covered here after I leave. How far can the Dolphins go? How far can the Dolphins go this year?
I mean, when you say Miami.
You're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1.
Miami's got the Dolphins.
The greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground. They're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. Oh, Jeremy. Oh, man.
All right, well, that was the last segment on live. Will, this is your moment. What do you want to say to...
I think we should go get the Dolphin suit. What I think we should do. One last time. I want to see Jeremy in the Dolphin suit. Can we go do that, Jeremy?
While I get that ready, one last time, what do you want to say to all the Dolphins fans in the chat right now? What is Dolphins Today meant to you?
Oh, man. I almost got through it, Jeremy. I almost got through it. It's meant the world, guys. It meant the world. I don't think y'all know how much you guys have it meant to me, and go get the suit. Go get the suit. I just appreciate the support. You guys have been unbelievable, man. Getting to be a voice of this fan base. One of the best things I've done in life, truly. So I've been so fortunate to be able to connect with so many of y'all, and I'm going to miss you guys, man. I'm going to miss you guys. Last video is going out Sunday, though, so this is not it. Last video is going out Sunday. It's going to be gonna be a sentimental video, kind of breaking down my favorite memories here, and there'll be some appreciate you, Sammy. There's gonna be some old clips and whatnot, but it's been a lot of fun, guys. Shake that fin, 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 shake that fin. Light run. Whoo! You take good care of these people, man. You said you're gonna be producing a lot going forward on this channel, and
I'm gonna be training the new Dolphins host.
Yeah. She did start that, Dave, and she did start that. Can't Shake That Fin was started by Candy Cane. Still some time to donate to the Tua Foundation. We surpassed our goal. That was awesome. Still time to do that. We appreciate everyone that's donated. Mike Vera, AJ, Candy Cane, Sherry May, Scotty B. even Bill's Mafia is here wishing me well, man. I appreciate Bill's Mafia. Bill's Mafia, I appreciate him. Dave, and I love you too, man. Love you too. Shugs, we go 2-cam here. Any final thoughts, my man? Yeah, you're good. You're good. Again, y'all can still donate to the Tua Foundation. We've appreciated y'all doing that today. I appreciate all the comments, guys. We'll get Jeremy Chugs here in a second. That's the goal, Finn's post. That's the goal, my man. That's the goal. And Jalen walked up to the line of scrimmage, and he said to Tua Tagovailoa, "Hey, bop, bop, bop. What a score!" And Tua said, "Yeah, I'd like to score today." So he threw me the ball, and I ran all the way. Bop, bop, bop. And he waddled away, waddle, waddle. And he waddled away, waddle, waddle, waddle. And he waddled away, waddle, waddle, till the very next play. Bop, 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 bop.
Oh, Chad says he's getting his
Dr.
doctorate
Jones! Dr. Jones! That's amazing. Dr. Jones.
Hey, I just want to say one more time before we head out, Will, thanks for, taking the reins of this channel. It was one of our more promising channels. We didn't know where it was going to go. We hired 2 new guys, you and some guy named Tyler Jones. To take over Seahawks and Dolphins. Whenever they hired you, they said, Willy, he seems more like a Dolphins guy. He's a Dolphin. Will's a Dolphin. It was the original he's a Dolphin. But you really took this channel, made it one of your own, and really helped us grow one of the best channels here at Chat Sports. We wouldn't have people like John Ruiz, Retro, AXY, Carter Reimer, Denetheus, Sherry May, David Storm, Scotty B, Preston, Barry, Arose, Maurice, Jeff Allen, Chad Jones. We wouldn't have Jenkins. A lot of these people if it wasn't for you and your constant dedication to this channel and to Dolphins fans everywhere. I know you'll be sorely missed. Hopefully we get a surprise Willie Finn's appearance in the future. But, we're just so happy that what you've done and for the memories that we've created here on the channel. And like I said, Will's been one of the best guys that I've been able to work with here at Chat Sports. It's been an honor and a pleasure being able to work with somebody who can scream and yell as much as Will does without losing his voice. And, my promise to you, my promise to Will, because he, the one thing he said was once leaving this channel, he wanted to make sure it was in a good place, and he kind of tasked me with the challenge of making sure that we still get Dolphins coverage, Dolphins news and rumors all year long for you guys, because he cares so much about not only the Dolphins, probably more than the Dolphins, he cares about the Dolphins fans and the community that we've made here. and he wants to make sure that y'all still get the coverage that y'all deserve. And I think that's been one thing around Will, that he cares so much about you guys, and he really cares about the fans and about not the fans really, just the community that we've created here at Dolphins Today.
Like you said, man, that's what's been so awesome about this, is that we're a family here on Dolphins Today. I mean, there's no question. The connections we've had here, the community, just all the great memories. I'm so fortunate for all of you. Thank you to all of you for your support.
Kurt
LaPlante is a legend, man. We appreciate you. Thanks to everyone for everything, man. It's been an unbelievable run. Again, continue to support the channel. Chat Sports does such a great job getting you guys so much content. So continue to support the channel. Last video that I will. Are you working tomorrow, Jeremy, or no?
I will not be tomorrow.
Okay, I'll say goodbye to you today then. But last video that goes out from me on this channel will be Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Gonna be kind of a video breaking down some of my best memories here. I'll have some old clips, some songs that we'll be showing there. But again, guys, thank you so much for all the support. These live shows have been awesome, and it's gonna be it's a tough goodbye, but I'm just so grateful for all of you, and I do believe this is one of the best things I've done in life. Cover the Miami Dolphins. All right.
Miami's got the Dolphins,
the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl.
Because we're the
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1.
Because we're the
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins #1. All right, fins up forever, y'all. Talk to y'all soon.